All right, all right. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the podcast. Yes. All right, my name is Dan Lier. Welcome to the podcast. Today, we're going to talk about overcoming setbacks during the amyloidosis journey. And so, if you haven't met me before, my name is Dan Lier, diagnosed with AL amyloidosis 2017. 3 types of chemo for 2 years, then went on a maintenance drug called venetoclax or Venclexta. Because I have what's called a chromosome 1114 translocation, which just means the top of the chromosome switched somehow. And because of that, Venclexta, which is a off-brand medicine therapy, works for me and just keeps me in check. So today, I'm going to share with you how to overcome setbacks during the amyloidosis journey. And so, during the amyloidosis journey, there's 2 ways to look at things. I like to look at things like just because, you've got diagnosed doesn't mean that it's the end of days, end of life. We still have a positive life. We can still help people. We can still contribute to society and thrive with amyloidosis. So I'm going to give you some tools to use to help you overcome those setbacks today. So let's get started and we'll see how we do here. All right. So the first step here is setbacks can be medical, emotional, financial, and social, right? You can have setbacks, organ damage, progression, treatment side effects, complications from comorbidities, fear of relapse or progression, loss of independence or insurance denials. These are all setbacks. And whether it's a medical setback, an emotional setback, a financial setback, or social setbacks, these literally take away from our psychology. They take away from our energy, and they take away from our life experience. So, again, all these things happen. These are part of the process going through amyloidosis, but that doesn't mean that you have to suffer. It's just something that's happening. So, again, if you know my background, I'm all about mindset. In the corporate world, I'm a keynote speaker, and I do corporate training, often around mindset. So when I got diagnosed, I brought the same tools to the game, if you will, for me to help me thrive through amyloidosis. So again, psychology is 90% of your success. And so in amyloidosis, can't say it's even more so, but the fact of the matter is we really have to maximize our psychology in order to knock this thing out. So, oh no, here we go. Okay. So I'm going to teach you how to reframe setbacks as growth opportunities. And what I mean by that, here we are. I'm just talking about myself here. All of a sudden things are going along well, and boom, things start not going along well. And then all of a sudden, I've got amyloidosis, and there's 2 ways to look at it, right? You go down the left path and just say, oh, poor me. This is the end of my life. This is it. Or you can take the right path and ask yourself different questions to help you thrive and change your mindset, right? Questions such as, what could be positive about this? How can I change my mindset today to do something good? What do I need to do today to contribute? What's one step today that I can do to empower myself? Setbacks, reframing these setbacks versus focusing on the negativity, right? Why? Why is this important? Because you already know the situation as it is. I mean, you're already here, right? So if we stay the same, then it's just going to be more and more of the same. So you have a choice. You can stay where you are or reframe the situation into something potentially inspiring or growth oriented. So let me dive into that a little bit. Just take a look at myself, if you will. Get diagnosed with amyloidosis, right? So I've got a choice. I can stay where I am and focus on the fact that I have an amyloidosis, and I can read all the publications and the documents and put myself in a funk and think that I'm not going to make it. Or I can reframe it and change the situation into something potentially inspiring or growth oriented, right? That's the choice that we have. The same choice we have in life all the time, but now it just seems more, it's magnified. How do we do it? I just gave you some examples when I showed you the slide of the walkway splitting. How we reframe is asking ourselves questions that moves us to a new place, right? Asking questions that causes us to move to a new place, right? For example, this sounds kind of crazy, right? But how can I grow from this? So I've got amyloidosis, right? Didn't plan on having amyloidosis, and all of a sudden I can think about all the negative things, or I can ask myself a reframe question. How can I grow from this? Now, if you're a normal person and you say, how can I grow for this? You might go, what do you mean, how can I grow from this? I got a diagnosis. This is crazy. This is a disease. But if you really, really start to think about it and say, how can I grow from this? Well, I can use this as an opportunity to slow down and really reconnect with family members. You know what? I can refocus on my health. I can start eating better. I can be thankful and grateful for all the things that I do have. That's how you reframe. There's always something that you can be thankful for, right? Is there something potentially good about this situation? And if there was, what could it be, right? I'm going to repeat that. Is there something potentially good about this situation? And if so, what could it be? So what could be good about this situation is the fact that, you know what? I really need to focus on myself, slow down, get back and focus on my health, get back with my family, get things squared away. How can I use this to make me a better person, right? How can I use this to make me a better person? Well, I know what happened to me is that I was this, I'm 6'8". I'm a guy that's always in a hurry, a sales professional. I'm going through airports. I'm 6'8", taking big strides. And I hate to say this, it's kind of embarrassing, but I'd get frustrated and I'd get upset if people were walking kind of slow because I'm in a hurry, right? Well, that one day I was the slow guy. Before I got diagnosed, I didn't know what was going on. All I know is I could barely walk, and I couldn't even get off an airplane without resting halfway off the jetway because I couldn't breathe. Right. So I'm walking through the airport really slow now. And so all of a sudden I'm looking at myself and saying, geez, you know what? What an impatient guy. What a guy. How about having some empathy for other people? How about not just looking at yourself and actually thinking about somebody else? And so that's what was great about it for me, is that it caused me to look at myself, some of my behavior, and say, hey, come on, man. And so that's just one example that I can think about right now. Other examples for me is caused me to be more patient, more kind, because all of a sudden I was vulnerable. All of a sudden I'm facing a life-threatening illness, and all of the stuff that, maybe in the past of being, hey, invincible. And I don't mean that literally, but you know what I mean. So again, there's always something positive. So how can I use this to make me a better person? And that was me, slow down, be more patient, consider others, simple things like that. So I'm going to give you some tools to build a positivity arsenal, tools that lifts your spirits, right? Because we're all human beings. We all want to get better. And now we're faced with amyloidosis. So we need a positivity arsenal. So I'm going to make it real simple. Again, simple stuff, but we can use right away. So I'm going to give you 3 actionable steps to stay positive and keep pushing forward, infused with that motivational mindset, right? All right. So first of all, could be a playlist, right? Playlist of uplifting music. People love music, right? So make yourself a playlist. Some people love music they went to college with. Some people like show music. Some people like, hard charging rock music, whatever it is. Give yourself something uplifting that makes you feel good or makes you think about something that inspires you, right? Because the little things make the big difference. So that's one. Secondly, you got to use some affirmations, right? You've got to start talking to yourself in a way that's positive, right? I am stronger than my disease. Each and every day, I'm getting stronger and stronger. My mindset is 90% of my success, and I am stronger today than I was yesterday. Each and every day, I'm getting stronger. I am strong. I am powerful. I am more than my disease, right? These are affirmations, right? So you got your playlist, number one, affirmations, number two, and number three, a gratitude journal where you jot down three things each day that brought you joy, like a kind nurse, a sunny day, or a stable lab result, right? Now, that sounds maybe kind of silly, but I'm telling you right now, gratitude journaling is so powerful. I was listening to a mindset audio just this week. I actually put a post on Instagram about it, and what it said was powerful. It says, grateful or happy people are not always grateful, but grateful people are always happy. So being grateful for what's in your life can cause you to be happy. So, I'm just, again, about myself. We all have this life-threatening disease now, and you can focus on that disease and cause yourself to get all wound up, and it's not positive, right? It gets you all stirred up and uptight. Whereas if you focus on something else, right? You focus on the fact that I've got people around that love me. I've got the best care possible. I'm eating better. I'm able to get up and take a great walk in the morning. I get to see my son or my daughter or my grandkids, whatever it is. Those are things to be grateful for. And when you're grateful, you're happy. And so happy people actually have better response to treatments as well. So as you guys know, I'm big into mindset. Mindset's 90% of your success. And there's research that shows that people who are happy, who have the belief that they're going to get better, actually respond better to treatment. So this is just not, softy mumbo jumbo type of fluffy stuff. This is real. And so these are ways to help us get better. All right. So take one bold action daily. Thriving means staying in the driver's seat, even on the tough days. So my message is this, here we are, diagnosed with amyloidosis. We have two choices, right? You can be a victim or you can take control. And I talk about taking control by asking yourself better questions, having some gratitude, and just being the best you can be. So commit to one bold action daily that moves you towards your goals, no matter how small it could be. Scheduling a consultation with a specialist, trying a gentle stretch to combat stiffness, sharing your story to inspire others in the amyloidosis community. Action builds momentum and reinforces your control over your journey. So that's the end of the presentation today. And I thank you for being a part of the podcast today. So sorry, I'm just kind of crazy. I've been traveling all week, but I'm thankful that you're here. And I'm back every week with podcasts, guests sometimes not guests. But today, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. And I look forward to seeing y'all in the upcoming weeks. My name is Dan Lier, and I will talk to you soon. All right.